Rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Imran and you are watching my channel UTech Expert. Today we will see a practical number 3, and practical number 3 have a two parts, part A and part B. So let's see the practical 3 part A. So practical part A, write a generalized program to prepare any multiplication table up till 10 times. It's mean this program will be generate a table according to the user given value. Suppose user gives a 2 value, then the program will be generate a table, a 2 table. So let's see in practically. I was type a code, that is the code we will be follow. So we have a 6-line program, very simple. So let's discuss. In the first line we type a CLS. CLS stands for clear screen. When the first line will be execute, the program will be clear the screen. So when the next line will be executed, next line is very important. So we use input statement. Input statement is a very important statement. With the help of input statement we can get a value from user. So why we are getting a value from user? Because we want to display and we need a value for table. Suppose user gives a 2, then our program will be generated 2 table, and when the user gives a 3, then automatically the program will be generated 3 table. So first we need to input. So that's a syntax for getting value from user. We type input, and you can find the video on input statement on my channel. That's very informative. So syntax is that very simple. Type input, start quotation, close quotation, place comma, and use a variable. So that is the complete syntax. Between the quotation, that's the quotation, and between the quotation we type a message for user. Why we are getting a value from user? That's the message. The message is that enter a number for table. So user can see when this line will be execute, the message will be appear, and that is enter for table. When the user gives a value, suppose user gives a value 2, and then the value will be stored in the variable, and the variable name is tbno. I use tbno, that's a variable name, and that is stored a 2. Why we are stored a 2? Because user give a 2. When user gives 3, and the value will be stored every time in the tbno variable. So that is the syntax. That is a syntax, place comma and give the variable name. I use a tbno. You can use your own name, what you want. So this line purpose is very simple, getting a value from user and place the value into a variable. So we will see the line number 3. We use in line number 3 we use a for. For is a looping condition. It's mean that this condition is run on 10 times. So that is the 10 time and start from 1. So why we use a for loop? Because we need to perform again and again task. So that's why we use a for. For is a condition, and syntax is that type for, and that's very important to give a starting condition and give the closing condition. We give the starting condition I is equals to 1, and we give the closing condition, that's a 10. It's mean that when the I is equals to 1, perform the below program lines. When the I is equals to 2, perform the again below to the lines. It's mean that the I comparing to the closing condition. It's mean very simple. I is equals to 1 comparing 10, that's not equal, both are not equal. So execute below lines. So I is equals to 2, and again comparing 10, both are not equal, and performing again the below lines. So that's a very simple syntax for looping condition. That is the syntax. And let's see what is the next line. Next line is also very simple. In the next line we have a 3 variable. First is ans is variable, and again variable tbno, and we sign a multiplication, and I is a variable. So we use 3 variables, 1, 2 and 3. And what is this concept, why we are using this variable? Because we need a multiplication. Multiplication is very important. tbno store a user given value, which is a 10, suppose 10, and I is equals to 1. So 10 into 1 is equals to 10. So 10 is stored in the ans value. It is very simple concept. ans contain a value every time both multiplication when multiplied. So ans every time changed value, and I also every time change, because first time I is equals to 1 and second time I is equals to 2. So 10 into 1, answer is 10, and 10 into 2 is equals to 20. So ans have a 20. So every time the I and ans value will be changed. So we see next line. Next line is a very simple, very easy. Print, a very simple statement. Print, we can use print statement for display a text or any variable value we can display through the print statement. Type print and give the variable name, and variable have containing a value which is a 10, and we use symbol. We use a symbol because the table we want to display a table, so we need a symbol this and we need a symbol this. So that's why we use a symbol. And syntax is that start quotation, close quotation, between the quotation we use a symbol x, and we use I, and we use symbol. So this line containing all structures of table. It's mean that we use at this stage we have a 10, and we displayed x value, and we displayed a first time I value is equals to 1, and first time the results will be 10. 10 1 into 10, 10 I will be changed 2 into 20, 10 3 into 30. So this process will be complete, display every time. So let's see next I, comparing I is equals to not 10, then perform again task in line number beginning from the line number 30. So this process will be, I will be highlight, this process will be complete in 10 times. So let's see the results. Program is running through the F2 command, as you can see below. RUN run, you can see this is the run statement. You can run from the F2 command on the keyboard, top of the function keys. Press F2, the program will be displayed. I press F2, as you can see first the message will be appear. Message says that the enter number for table. It is very simple. I give a 10 and press enter for results, so table will be displayed. It is a very simple and very easy. We use this symbol, as you can see, x and is equal. So that is the tb10 value, that is the I value, and that is the ans value. So tbn I into 10. So that is the concept. That's a very simple syntax for displaying a table. So we run again. When the user gives not a number value, like user gives any text number, suppose k, or that is not a number, when press enter, the error will be generated. So you can see the error. So when user give a accurate value like a numeric value, when press 2, the table will be displayed. So our task will be complete. Okay, thank you.